My parents told me, "You were born with a healthy womb for a reason. God chose you to carry your sister's baby." When I said no, they called me selfish. When I actually got pregnant with my own child, they showed up at the hospital with pre-printed adoption papers and told the nurses they were the baby's grandparents and legal guardians. They forgot one tiny detail. I know how to read documents now. And I was done being the spare daughter, grown in case the golden child broke. Hey everyone, before we dive into the full story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want more long Reddit-style family drama stories like this one. Alright, let's talk about how my parents tried to turn me into a surrogate for my sister, and then tried to keep my baby. I'm 27 F. My older sister Claire is 32. Growing up, our family dynamic was very clear. Claire equals the golden child. Me equals the backup plan. My parents were very religious and very obsessed with family legacy. My dad used to say things like, "Family is everything. Your job, your dreams, your feelings, all of that is temporary. Blood is what matters." When we were younger, that just sounded like dramatic dad talk. I didn't realize he meant it literally. Claire was their miracle child, firstborn, straight-A student, church pianist, youth group leader, engaged at 23. They bragged about her constantly. I was different. Introverted. Into books, science, and art. Not big on church. Not interested in being anyone's pastor's wife. I wasn't a rebel, just not their picture-perfect daughter. My parents didn't hate me. They just treated me like a side character in the Claire show. I heard versions of this line my entire childhood. Your sister is special. You're strong and independent. You'll be fine wherever life takes you. Translation, we'll invest everything in her. You can fend for yourself. When Claire was 29, she and her husband Eric started trying for a baby. At first it was cute. Pinterest nursery boards. Baby name lists. My mom crocheting little booties just in case. After a year of no success, the tone changed. There were fertility tests, treatments, tearful calls. Every family dinner became an update on the journey. Eventually, Claire was diagnosed with severe issues that meant carrying a pregnancy would be extremely dangerous. And even IVF with her own eggs would be unlikely to work. The day she told us, my mom burst into loud, dramatic sobbing. "This can't be happening," she wailed. "Our line can't end like this." I hugged Claire. I genuinely felt awful for her. Infertility is heartbreaking. Then my dad turned and looked at me. And I still remember the exact way his eyes changed. Like he just remembered there was a second tool in the toolbox. A week later, they invited me over for a special family dinner. Red flag number 1. I showed up and it was just my parents and Claire. No Eric, no casual vibe. The table was set like some weird ceremony. We prayed, we ate in awkward silence. Then my mom put her hand over mine and said, "Sweetheart, we've been praying, and we believe God showed us a solution." My stomach tightened. "Okay." My dad cleared his throat, using his serious voice. "Your sister can't carry a child, but you can," he said. "You're young, healthy, and you haven't wasted your womb." Yes, he actually said that. I choked on my water. "What?" Claire looked embarrassed, but also hopeful. "What they're trying to say," she said, "is we were wondering if you'd ever consider being a surrogate for us. Like, we'd use my eggs and Eric's sperm medically, and you'd carry our baby." I stared at them. It's not that surrogacy itself is wrong. It can be beautiful when it's consensual. But the way they said it. "Not to. Would you ever be open to this? It's okay if not." More like, "We've decided this is your assignment." My mom squeezed my hand. "You'd be giving your sister the greatest gift imaginable," she said. "You're not as maternal as she is. You don't even know if you want kids. This way, you can do something meaningful with your body." I pulled my hand back. I'm sorry, but no, I said slowly. I'm not comfortable with being pregnant for anyone right now. Maybe I'll want kids one day, maybe not, but if I carry a baby, it'll be mine. The room froze. My dad's face darkened. So you deny your own sister a child because you're selfish, he demanded, after everything we've done for you. I laughed, shocked. Everything you've done? You mean feeding me and housing me as a child? That basic stuff. Claire looked torn. I know it's a big ask, she said softly, but you could think about it. I've thought about it, I said. My answer is no. My mom's voice went icy. We'll revisit this when you're being more reasonable, she said. I went home shaking. I told my boyfriend Liam, 28M, what happened. He was horrified. You know they're not going to let this go, right? He said. He was right. They did not let it go. For the next year, it became their favorite manipulation topic. Every phone call. Have you prayed about being a surrogate? Every family event. Look at all these cute babies. Don't you want your sister to have one? Every time I posted anything online about traveling or a hobby. See, you're so free. Claire doesn't need a fun life, she needs a child. They guilt-tripped hard. Your sister would die for you. Why won't you do this for her? We didn't raise you to be so self-centered. You won't even miss the baby. It wouldn't be yours anyway. I tried setting boundaries. Stop asking. The answer is still no. They'd back off for a week, then start again. At one point, my mom actually said, you know, in some cultures it would be expected. Daughters do what's best for the family. I replied, cool, in this culture I'm an adult with bodily autonomy. She hung up on me. Claire, to be fair, was quieter. She'd sometimes message. I get that it's your body, but every month that goes by, my chances get worse. It's hard not to resent you a little. That made me feel awful. But I reminded myself, her pain is real. Her pain is not my obligation to fix with my uterus. Fast forward about 1.5 years. Liam and I got engaged. We set the wedding for the following spring. My parents reacted weirdly. On the surface, they were happy. Congratulations. We'll help plan. But underneath, there was a hunger. My dad hugged me and whispered, now you can finally do your duty properly. Married and pregnant, just how it should be. I stepped back. I'm not agreeing to anything, I said. He smiled in that way that said, we'll see. Around this time, I also quietly went off the pill. Not to get pregnant immediately, just because I'd been on it for years and wanted to let my body reset and switch to a different method. I didn't tell my parents, obviously. Liam and I talked about kids. We both wanted them someday, maybe in a few years. We started using condoms while I sorted out a new prescription. Life got busy with wedding planning, work, and family drama. You can probably guess where this is going. A few months before the wedding, I started feeling off. Exhausted, nauseous in the mornings. Certain smells at the hospital made me want to throw up. A coworker joked, you better not be pregnant, girl. We're short-staffed enough as it is. I laughed. Then I didn't. On my way home, I bought a test. 2 tests, actually. Both positive. Liam and I stared at them together. He squeezed my hand. We were careful, he said quietly. Not careful enough, I whispered. We sat with it for hours. Fear, shock, some tiny spark of warmth. Finally, he said, it's earlier than we planned, but it's still us. It's our baby. I'm in if you're in. And to my surprise, I was in. Scared, but in. We cried, we hugged, we talked about logistics. Then dread hit me like a truck. My parents. We decided to wait until after the first ultrasound to tell anyone. Everything looked good. I was about 9 weeks, little blob, little heartbeat. The OB printed pictures. Liam cried again. I carried those ultrasound photos in my bag for a week, touching them constantly. I wanted to be excited, but in the back of my mind, a voice kept whispering, "How are your parents going to weaponize this?" I didn't have to wait long. We told them over dinner at their house. I'd rehearsed a speech. "We weren't planning it this soon, but we're happy, and we're asking you to respect that this is our child, not a solution to someone else's pain." All of that flew out of my head when my dad slammed his hands on the table and shouted, "Praise God, he has answered our prayers." My mom burst into tears, but not in the grandma way. More in the "we finally got what we wanted" way. She rushed around the table to hug Claire. "Not me. See, I told you," she said to my sister. "God always makes a way." Claire was crying too, but hers were messy, complicated tears. She looked at me. Are you thinking about?" She trailed off. "No," I said firmly. "This is our baby, mine and Liam's." Silence. My mom slowly turned to me. "Sweetheart," she said carefully, like talking to a stubborn child, "you can have more. You're young. Claire doesn't get that chance. It only makes sense that this first one goes to the daughter who needs it most." Liam spoke up, voice calm but steel underneath. "With respect, this first one is our child. We are not giving our baby away." My dad scoffed. "Don't be dramatic. We're not stealing anything. Claire and Eric can raise the baby and you'll still be the biological mother. You'll be the fun aunt. Everyone wins." My heart pounded. "We are not doing that," I repeated. "Stop talking like this is a foregone conclusion." My mom's face hardened. "After everything we've done for you," she said. "The education, the support." Liam interrupted. "She paid for most of her own education," he pointed out. My dad glared at him. "This is a family matter. The men are talking." Liam smiled coldly. "I'm the father of this child. I am the family." Dad went purple. The rest of the dinner was a disaster. They tried every tactic. Guilt, "You're breaking your sister's heart." Religious pressure, "God gave you this baby for a reason." Threats, "If you keep it, don't expect help from us." We left after my mom said, "You'll change your mind once you see the baby. You won't be able to watch Claire's face and say no." I looked her dead in the eye. "Watch me," I said. From that night on, they went from manipulative to strategic. They started referring to my pregnancy as the baby, but always in context of Claire. Claire's nursery ideas. "We should plan a baby shower for Claire. Have you talked to your OB about a birth plan that allows Claire to bond immediately?" I shut it down every time. "This is my pregnancy, our birth plan. Stop talking like I'm renting my womb." They get offended and say I was being cruel. They also went behind my back. I found out from a cousin that my mom had told the extended family. "We're so blessed. The girls are working together so Claire can finally have her miracle." So now, in the eyes of half the family, I was already an agreed-upon surrogate. When I corrected them, they looked confused. "Wait, your mom said." "My mom lied," I said. That caused its own drama. Claire oscillated between pleading and coldness. One day she'd text, "I had a dream about holding our baby. Please think about it." Another day, "You're disgusting. You don't deserve to be a mother if you're this selfish." I blocked her for a while. Not permanently, just enough to breathe. Liam and I tightened our circle. We told my OB about the family situation. She made a note in my chart. No information to be given to extended family without explicit patient consent. Bless that woman. Because my parents were just getting started. Fast forward to the birth. We decided on a hospital birth with Liam and one friend as my support people. We did not invite my parents or Claire to be in the room. I texted them when I went into labor, mostly because I didn't want "you hid it from us" drama later. We said, I'm heading to the hospital now. We'll let you know when baby is here and we're ready for visitors. Their replies were not great. My mom. We're on our way. I already have the car packed with Claire's things. Me. No, do not come to the hospital until we say so. No response. Contraction, deep breath, focus. We got to the hospital. The nurses were amazing. They put me in a room, checked my dilation, hooked me and baby up to monitors. At some point between contractions, I heard raised voices outside. My friend peeked out, then came back in with big eyes. Your parents are here, she said, with Claire and a guy in a suit. My stomach dropped. Liam immediately went to the door and asked the nurse to keep them out. The nurse nodded. A few minutes later, the charge nurse came in. Hey, so your parents are saying they're the baby's guardians, she said carefully. Do you want them here? I almost laughed from sheer insanity. Absolutely not, I panted. They're not guardians of anything, please don't let them in. She nodded. Then they won't be coming in, she said firmly. This is your room. Apparently, my parents had shown up with Claire sobbing dramatically. A baby blanket with Claire and Eric, mommy and daddy embroidered on it. And a lawyer. Yes, a lawyer. They actually tried to tell the nurses. Our younger daughter is carrying a baby for our older daughter. We have prearranged adoption paperwork. The baby belongs to Claire and her husband. The lawyer had a folder. Inside, pre-filled adoption forms, some kind of guardianship agreement, and a letter my mom had drafted describing me as emotionally unstable and unfit to raise a child. It would have been funny if it wasn't terrifying. The hospital did not take that well. The charge nurse told them, "That woman in there is our patient. She is a competent adult. Unless a court order says otherwise, she is the baby's legal mother. You have no authority here." My mom tried the religious guilt angle. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's been brainwashed by her boyfriend. Claire is the rightful mother. God knows that. The nurse, bless her soul, replied, God doesn't sign the birth certificate, she does. They were escorted to the waiting room. I didn't know all these details until later. At the time, I was busy giving birth. Our daughter, Hannah, came into the world screaming and perfect. The moment they put her on my chest, it hit me like a tidal wave. She is mine. Not an abstract idea, not a pawn. Mine. I cried so hard the nurse had to remind me to breathe. Liam was sobbing too, whispering, "We did it, she's here, she's ours." We spent the first hour just skin to skin, absorbing her. Then there was a knock on the door. The nurse peeked in. "Your parents are still here," she said. "Do you want to see them at all? You don't have to." I thought about it. On one hand, they just tried to steal my child on paper. On the other, if I didn't face them now, they'd spin their own version of what happened. I looked at Liam. He squeezed my hand. "We can do this," he said, "together." I nodded. "They can come in," I told the nurse, "but only my parents and Claire, not the lawyer." The lawyer apparently argued, but hospital policy won. They came in looking like they were attending a funeral. My mom's eyes went straight to the baby in my arms. She actually stepped forward with her hands out, like I was supposed to just hand Hannah over. Liam moved slightly in front of us. "Stop," he said. My dad's jaw clenched. "Don't be ridiculous," he said. "Let your mother hold her grandchild." I adjusted Hannah closer to my chest. "You can see her from there," I said. "Nobody is taking her out of my arms." Claire's face crumpled. "You promised," she whispered. "I never promised," I said quietly. "You all decided that for me." My mom's voice went icy. "We have paperwork," she said. "We have a lawyer. You are in no condition to be making life-altering decisions." I laughed once, bitter. "You really brought a lawyer to my delivery," I said. "That tells me everything I need to know." My dad pulled out a folder, same one the lawyer had. He tried to hand it to me. "Just sign," he said. "We can avoid a long, ugly court battle. You're not ready to be a mother. You've always been impulsive. Let the responsible daughter raise this child." Something in me snapped. The years of being the spare, the strong one, the one who will be fine, it all boiled over. I looked him straight in the eye and said, "Get out." He blinked. "Excuse me." "Get out," I repeated. "You tried to steal my baby before she was even born. You lied to our family, you disrespected my marriage, and you thought you could bully me into giving away my child while I was in labor. We are done. Get out." My mom gasped. "You don't mean that, you're emotional." "Of course I'm emotional," I said. "I just pushed a whole human out of my body while you worked on adoption paperwork in the lobby." Claire whispered, "Please, please don't do this. I can't go through more loss." I looked at her and my heart broke a little. "I am so sorry for what you've been through," I said. "But this is not how you fix it. Stealing my motherhood won't heal your grief." My dad straightened. "If you walk away from this, you walk away from this family," he said. I nodded. "Okay," I said. The silence after that was deafening. My mom tried one last angle. "Think about Hannah," she said. "She'll grow up without grandparents, without a loving aunt." "That's your choice," I cut in. "You could be loving grandparents and aunt. All you had to do was respect that she's my daughter. You chose control instead." Liam stepped forward. "You heard her," he said. "Leave now, or I'm calling security." My dad opened his mouth, then apparently realized we meant it. They left. I didn't cry until the door closed. Then I sobbed from relief, from grief, from everything. Liam held me. "You did the right thing," he whispered. "She's safe, we're safe." I looked down at Hannah. She yawned, completely unaware of the war that had just been fought over her existence. We went home 2 days later. I got a long, sanctimonious email from my parents. It said, among other things, I'd broken the family covenant. I was stealing blessings meant for my sister. They were considering legal options. A quick consultation with a real lawyer confirmed. They had no case. Any adoption papers signed under duress or without a court process would be invalid. If they kept harassing us, we could consider a restraining order. When I shared the hospital story with extended family, the reaction was divided. Some were horrified on my behalf. Others said things like, "Your parents went too far, but could you really not have given the baby to Claire? It's just one. Just one. Just one of her entire life. Just one trauma I'd live with forever." I went no contact with my parents and Claire. We changed our locks. We told daycare later and pediatrician's office that no one except me and Liam were allowed to pick up Hannah or access her records. We built our own little family bubble. It's been a year now. Hannah is toddling, babbling, grabbing everything in sight. Sometimes I look at her and think, there is a version of reality where I let them take you, where you call my sister Mom and I'm just Auntie. In that reality, I'm probably praised for my sacrifice, while slowly falling apart inside. Thank God I don't live there. A few weeks ago, I got a letter from Claire. I almost threw it away. Curiosity won. It said, "I'm in therapy now. I didn't realize how toxic our parents' mindset was until I tried to apply it to my own life without them directing every move. I'm not asking for forgiveness yet because I don't think I deserve it. But I wanted you to know. I know now that what we tried to do was wrong. I still want to be a mom. I'm working with my therapist on grieving the kids I may never have. I don't expect to ever be part of Hannah's life. But if someday, when she's older, you decide to tell her about me, I'd like her to know I was sick with grief, not evil." I cried reading that. Not because it fixed everything. It didn't. But because it was the first time anyone in my family admitted. What we did to you was wrong. I haven't responded yet. I'm not ready. I might never be. That's okay. I rock Hannah to sleep at night and whisper, "You are not a solution to someone else's problem. You are not a duty. You are wanted because you are you." And I remind myself, I'm not selfish for refusing to be a surrogate. I'm not cruel for keeping my baby. I'm just a woman who finally stopped being the backup daughter and started being her own person. So what do you think? Was I wrong for cutting off my parents and sister after what they did? Should I have tried to find some compromise? Or was this a hard line that had to be drawn? And if you were Hannah's future self, would you want contact with that side of the family? Let me know in the comments whose side you're on. And if you enjoyed this story and want more full-length Reddit-style family drama, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.